Hi, I'm Tracie Crites. I serve as the Chief Channel Officer at Breach Secure Now, where I get to help MSPs grow by building community, telling powerful brand stories, and creating meaningful partnerships. I have the honor of delivering the very important voice of our MSP partners and that community back to the BSN executive leadership team to apply solutions to challenges our partners are facing or to evolve our solutions to better fit their goals. Outside of the channel, I'm also honored to serve as the mayor of the town of Frederick, Colorado. I am currently serving my second four-year term, so I am on year 5 of 8. I served as an elected board of trustee and the board president of the Carbon Valley Parks and Recreation District prior to my service as mayor. And both roles allow me to do what I love most, connect with people, build community, and create space where others can thrive. Oh gosh, I've always believed that leadership is about service, not status. When my family and I moved to Frederick, I felt a strong calling to get involved and help shape the future of our community. And what inspired me most, I suppose, was the opportunity to listen and to learn from my neighbors and to put people first in the decisions that affected our daily lives. I enjoy hearing about what quality of life looks like from different perspectives and then working towards a more utilitarian community that makes decisions based on the greater good rather than individual agendas. So it wasn't necessarily a big ballot initiative or being an angry mom by any means that tethered service to my heart, but more that overall opportunity to be a part of something bigger than myself, to build a life and a future that generations to come would be proud of and look back on with fondness and admiration. Absolutely. Whether it's working with MSPs or leading a town, success comes from relationships and transparency and trust. And in both spaces, I've learned that people, they don't just want solutions, they want to feel seen and heard and valued. And the overlap is really about building cultures where people are at the center of that progress. And not necessarily surprising to me, but it's encouraging to me that it's an important reminder that a rising tide lifts all boats, all ships. And most of the time, as an MSP or a business owner or an elected official, you're surrounded by water. And so grab a paddle and make sure everyone's rowing in the same direction. As mentioned, I was a board of trustees member prior to my mayoral service. And to be transparent, I felt there was a disconnect at that time in our community voice and the direction of our town staff. And I really felt like we weren't focusing on the heart of the matter or bringing humility to our conversations and to the decisions that were being made on behalf of thousands of people. I ran for mayor in 2020, which was a wild year of the pandemic and full of uncertainty and what felt like a lack of direction in our communication. And so our team of, at the time, 147 at the town of Frederick, we came together and said, how can we model our town motto of being built on what matters and in order to do that, how do we live that? How do we be that? How do we exemplify that to our community? And so we had to look at how we lead and how we interact with one another and how we communicate, how we deliver our commitment to our community. And from those focus groups and many vulnerable meetings, we felt like the town of Frederick had an opportunity to act more like a person rather than a business or an entity. So more public service in mind and to be thoughtful of the ideology, I suppose, was to consider Fred as a person, a living, breathing, evolving personality. So we named ourselves Fred, and the Fred model stands for family, respect, empowerment, and dedication. And that's a guiding philosophy for us now. And that's how we show up as a town and how we treat one another like family. And we lead with respect and we empower voices that need to be heard. And we're dedicated to each other and to ourselves. and to our community to provide action based on that voice. And it's helped us turn values into progress by making sure every decision is rooted in people first. And honestly, it's incredibly humbling. And I'm so proud to now have thousands of people in our community and across the Carbon Valley and even across the state of Colorado who refer to the town of Frederick as Fred. It's very special. I've seen the greatest change happen when residents, businesses, and our stakeholders are part of shaping our future. We've built that into our comprehensive plan, our land use code updates, and our major initiatives so that voices directly guide our decisions. And there's people at the heart of those decisions, as I mentioned a few times. At the end of the day, local government should work for you, not against you, and it should have less red tape and more partnerships. So, for example, our voters told us that they wanted economic growth without raising taxes or having higher taxes. So we created an economic development incentive policy that allowed us to bring in or attract new businesses like Agilent and Toro Robotics and Hirsch Precision. And now we have robotic lawnmowers being built, manufactured, and supplied right here in our backyard in Frederick. And they're a large part of our community, but they really strengthened our economy. And that growth gave us the resources to hire more police officers and pave sidewalks and streets and care for aging infrastructure, the things that our residents and businesses told us truly impacts their quality of life. And it's proof that when community feedback drives policy, everyone wins. I've also seen Fred shine in powerful moments of neighbors helping neighbors, and it's as simple as that, right? It's whether it's rallying around a family in need or showing up for local schools or supporting small businesses. Frederick has a culture of stepping up for one another, and that spirit of togetherness has been just as impactful as any formal policy. There are a few milestones that really capture the heart of this work. One was Frederick being recognized with the Voice of the People Award, which affirmed that our residents feel heard and represented in the decisions that we make. I'm very proud of that. And another just happened this week when we opened our first attainable housing development, a place where seniors can age in place, families can put down roots, and local workforce can live closer to their livelihoods. And there's so many that I'm proud to be a small part of, but moments like these really reflect our commitment to responsible growth and creating the right balance of residential and industrial and commercial development so that Frederick thrives today and for generations to come. And I'm most proud that we've done all of that, received awards and implemented strategy and new policies, but really opened the door for community feedback in all of our growth has been because of those voices, and to me has been done very thoughtfully. Oh, I'd love to be an advocate for that. I would say start where you are. Community impact doesn't always mean holding office. It can be as simple as volunteering or mentoring or supporting a local cause. And it's important to listen first, lead with empathy by putting your feet in someone else's shoes. And then even small acts of service really can create ripple effects. Your skills and your voice matter and your community needs them. And some of those small steps create the greatest change. And that's what I love about the local level is you can see a problem on a Tuesday and have a solution for it in partnership with your team and your resident on a Wednesday. And that's incredibly powerful, that it truly is about helping and public service. It's not politics, it's public service. So I would just recommend start where you are and just grab that paddle and whatever that looks like to you.